Hare Krishna, good evening. Welcome all of you all for a special eclipse special lecture on Bhagavad Gita. This is our regular Bhagavad Gita. We usually have it on Sunday, but today it's going to be Chandragrahan, lunar eclipse. So we are having this in the evening. So it's a Zoom lecture. So welcome all of you all. And we were already in 7.14. Deveshu gunamai mama maya durataya maam prapatyate maya metam tarandite. Can anyone recap a little bit of what we had discussed that last week?
Prabhuji, basically, the three modes of nature, because of this, we are stuck in the cycle of birth and death. And if we surrender to God, so we can overcome these three modes of nature.
Okay. Three modes of nature, may we are stuck. But why are we stuck? We can leave it. Now we know the secret. So we can leave the three modes. Simple, no? If you come to know that this is the cause of the problem, no, your TV gets spoiled, your scooter, your car gets spoiled, and you know this is the fault. You find the fault, where the fault is. So you remove, change the fault, and that's it. Your car is perfectly all right. You don't have to drive the car with that fault, right? Then why do we need to carry that? If it is a fault. If it is a fault, yes, and if it is a fault, why we can't be rectified? Yes, Rajesh Balsara Prabhu, expecting a wise answer from a wise student.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
I don't recall at this moment. No.
Anybody else would like to try?
Guruji, Hare Krishna. I'll try.
Yeah.
Because we are having a mixture of all the three gunas in us.
Yeah.
Like you had given an explanation, like in the morning it is sattva, then in the as the time
Afternoons Rajo, and then as the day progresses towards the evening, it becomes Tamoguna.
Tamoguna.
Yeah.
So we are always shuttling in all the three gunas.
So why, when we know that is the cause of our perpetual cycle of birth and death, and as Lord is saying, Maya metam tarantite, Mam eva prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. One who surrenders to me will come out of this Maya, will swim out of this Maya. Maya rakha kya?
Prabhuji, to enjoy this material world, we should know that we should feel that we are the owner, and under any mode of nature only we can feel that we are owner of our house or maybe of our job, something like this.
No. Sometimes you got to understand it more deeper. Yes, no doubt. Undoubtedly, what you said is correct, that to enjoy worldly things, we got to undertake one of the three modes of nature to enjoy this worldly enjoyments. जैसा कि आपका कहते हैं ना, मैं अच्छा खाना एंजॉय करना चाहता हूँ, चटपटा, तीखा, मसालेदार, तो I have to go in the mode of passion. Now I want to enjoy nice, sattvic bhojan, then I have to go in Satogun. Everything, your dressing style, some people wear simple, some wear ekdam jagmag, jagmag, jagmag. Some are very less clothed, that is ignorance, बहुत कम कपड़े पहन के घूम रहा है, मतलब वो आदमी इग्नोरेंस में, कोई अच्छा ढंग के कपड़े पहन रहा है, एकदम झगमग, कलरफुल, अट्रैक्टिव, एकदम चारों बाजू से शाइन मार रहा है, रजोगुण. सतोगुण मतलब सिंपल, not very attractive. So no doubt that by the three modes of nature, person enjoys the way he wants to enjoy. However, something more higher than that is that one should be aware that these factors or these enjoyments are because of the various type of enjoyments or because of various types of gunas. If one is not aware of those things, how will that person leave it? For example, a mother teaches the child, one should not smoke. My dear child, you should not smoke, you should not drink, you should not do, wrong activities. You should not hit someone, you should not unnecessarily give pain to someone, you should not, put a stone, throw a stone at an animal. All those things some mother teaches. But still all these things exist, right? अगर सब माओ ने बच्चों को सिखा दिया होता कि शराब मत पियो, प्लीज म्यूट, तो अगर सब माओ ने सिखा दिया होता कि भाई कोई शराब मत पी, just imagine 100 generations before nobody was drinking. Today what is happening? Every second person is drinking. Why? What's the problem? Parents have stopped telling. No, parents themselves started drinking. So you got to blame the 2 generations ahead. But the bigger thing is, yes, still today parents or a good person tells you, teacher tells you, the government also tells you, don't drink. No, smoking is injurious to health. They put an tagline, right? On all ads, on in movies and all that. But in spite of that, will do that because it exists. But a good person, even in today's date, does not involve himself in these type of wrong activities. Similarly, the 3 modes of nature are required for our existence. At the same time, we need to be aware, yes, these 3 modes of nature are a trap. ये मुझे फंसा देंगे eternally in the cycle of birth and death. And to get out of it, what is the way? The formula is very simple. Maya metam taranti te. Taranti means you will swim out. Tar jaoge. So, no, Acharyas give a very nice commentary. Say, suppose you fall in a small pond. Your chances of getting drowned is very less. Right? The pond is small. You can swim and come by your own efforts. By your own efforts, you can swim and come. But suppose you are drowned in the Dead Sea, Arabian Sea, or Indian Ocean. Can you swim? How many kilometers can you swim? Definitely by your own powers, you cannot swim. You do not have that energy and totality to come out of that problem. It is only by Lord's mercy, Lord will come and personally lift you. Mam eva prapantyate maya metam taratyate. You surrender unto me, and then you will be able to swim out of it. I'll give you a small story from the Ramayana to understand this much better. When Sita Maya, this is in Sundarakand, when Hanuman has reached and already talked to Sita Mata, and Sita Mata is now asking. Everything is done, the exchange of Chodamani and all this things done. And then Sita Maya is asking, my dear Hanuman, how will Ramchandraji and the entire army cross the sea and come over here? It's going to be next to impossible. How will he come and rescue me? So when this question is asked, Hanuman says very nicely, I am, in the whole entire army, monkeys, the entire monkeys, bears, and including Jamban and all, I am the weakest person, the most insignificant person. In the office, who is sent as a messenger? अरे ये फाइल लेके जाके उनको दे के आओ. Is the manager sent? Does the boss CEO himself go? Or some marketing staff or account staff they go? The peon goes, right? Peon goes means what? Peon, is he a very significant person in the office? He may be responsible, but he is not a significant or a very powerful or very intellectual person. You need a simple person who knows the address and can go and deliver that cover and come back, message and come back. And Hanumanji says, in the whole army, I am the most simplest or fit for nothing person. And that's why they have sent me for this job. And who is saying this? Hanuman. And later on, in the Yuddhakand, when Ravan fires the Brahmastra, everyone falls dead, including Ram and Lakshman. Leela, don't worry. Jamban doesn't get affected. Jamban doesn't get affected. And Vibhishan doesn't get affected. Vibhishan Rakshas था, तो एक ही family का है ना, so it did not affect. Neither did it affect Jamban, because Jamban was born from Brahmaji. You know how Brahmaji was, Jamban was born, right? How many of you know the birth of Jamban? Bolo. Nobody knows. I have explained so many times.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji.
Huh.
So from the spates of the sweating, मतलब ब्रह्मा जी का sweating से
Not even sweat. Something he was just feeling something is there near his cheeks. So he just touched, he had got a lot of hair, no? Beard, no? The beard, he just removed something and he saw some small tiny thing, threw it on the ground. It grew out to a big bear. And he was the first audience of Rama and Vishnu and Kaitaba fighting. He was the first audience. He used to jump, laugh, clap hands. So Jamban said, so Jamban was born from Brahmaji's hair. You can say sweat also. So the question here was, only these two people were okay. And rest, they could not find anyone okay or fit. So the first question Jamban asked Vibhishan, is Hanuman okay? Vibhishan was shocked. The whole itna bada army mein, you are not bothered about Ramchandra ji, you are not bothered about Lakshmana when they are supposed to be the main heroes. Okay, at least they are not your king. Your king is Sugriv. You can ask about Sugriv. Sugriv jinda hai ya Angad jinda hai. Of all the persons, you asking only Hanuman. Is Hanuman alive? Says yes. If Hanuman is alive, everyone is alive. Because even if anything happens to others, Hanuman can revive others back to life. He has a capacity. Similarly, Acharyas say, this is the greatness of Hanuman. But there Hanuman, what he says, I am the most insignificant person. Before coming, everyone was discussing, kaun jayega wahan pe? Someone is saying, I can jump 20 yojans, I can jump 30 yojans. Someone said 50 yojans. Angad said, I can jump 100 yojans. I can reach, but no guarantee of return. Mala kya fayda? We want a person who can come back also, no? So finally Hanuman said, okay, I'll go and. So who was the strongest? Hanuman. But there what he's saying, I'm the weakest. Why does he say that? Because he thinks whatever capabilities he has is because of the mercy of God. This is prapadyanti. One who is in this mood, yes, mode of goodness is not affecting me, mode of passion is not affecting me, mode of ignorance is not affecting me. One should not be proud of it. One should be thankful to God about it. God, it's by your mercy that I am able to fight back these modes, these lurements, these attractions. Each mode has its own attraction. सतोगुण का attraction अलग है, रजोगुण का attraction अलग है, तमोगुण का attraction अलग है. जरूरी नहीं कि आपको सिर्फ शराब, वेश्या या द्वैत क्रीड़ा एंड ऑल दिस जुआ वगैरह यही आपको अट्रैक्ट करे, जरूरत नहीं है. इट कैन बी वेरी सिंपल. रजोगुण, पैशन, नेम, फेम, पावर, पोजीशन, उसमें भी पूरी आयु निकल जाती है पर भगवान का भक्ति नहीं कर पाता. दैट्स व्हाई लॉर्ड इज सेइंग देवेश गुणमयी मम माया. My this devesh, it is my power. The three modes of nature are my energies, and my maya is Vrittaya. My maya is very, very strong, but maya is required. Without maya, this whole world would not run. And for countering the maya, the Vedas were made, or the Vedic instructions were made. For example, let's imagine all of you all are free from Maya. What will happen? Every father will think, oh, this wife is another soul. This child is also another soul who has come here by some purva karma. So why should I serve for them? Why should I take care of them? A mother will not feed a child as long as she doesn't have affection to the child. You know, in school there are hundreds of children, but the mother prepares a nice food, some nice tiffin for her, specifically her child. When her child comes home, she says, oh, my son will be hungry. I have to prepare nice food for him. She doesn't prepare for the whole school or for the whole class. Why? Sure, it is Maya. But if this Maya would not be there, the child would be crying and the mother would say, why are you crying? You are a soul, I am a soul. You have come from a different world, I have come from a different world. We all have to go back. The whole world will just literally crumble. And that is why the Shastra, the Vedas have come into power. What does the Vedas say? If you are a mother, your duty is to take care of your child. If you don't take care of your child, you will incur sin. If you are a husband, you have to take care of protect your wife. You have to protect your wife. If you don't protect your wife, you will incur sin. Each and every thing which is actually a connection through Maya has been countered by Vedas. Otherwise, the world would not run. Just imagine the king. King says, why should I protect my people? The army says, why should we fight for the king? Anyhow, we are all souls. One day we are going to die. Let us do Harinam Sankirtan. Is it possible to run this world? So if there is illusion, there is understanding of the illusion, but at the same time, one has to do is duty. The dharma is a part of our life, and we have to do our various duties and responsibilities. And that is why this is very, very important. That is why Lord is saying, Mama Maya Durattaya, very dangerous. क्यों? Dangerous because पता होने के बावजूद भी हम उसमें बह जाते, हमको पता है नहीं करना. Mahabharata gives a perfect example of how people get carried away. Duryodhana is a classic example. He knew his son is useless. What he is doing is adharma. But Maya, his love towards his son was so immense that he was still protecting him. That's the best joke in Mahabharata. Duryodhana never wanted the kingdom. But did he ever rule the kingdom? It was Dhritarashtra who was holding the kingdom. What was the problem with Duryodhana? He was only jealous. पांडव सुखी कैसे हैं, भला उसकी क्या साड़ी बेरी साड़ी से सफेद कैसी, बस. The only problem Duryodhana had with the Pandavas was, how can these people be more happier than me? And that is what is envy, and that is what we foster throughout our life. We have so many relatives, so many brothers and sisters, but in the end, how many of us only foster envy, jealousy? कोई भी अगर सुखी बनता है तो सबसे ज्यादा दुख अपनों को लगता है, बाहर वाले को नहीं लगता. You draw a salary suddenly of 1 crore a month. Do you think anybody in this world who doesn't know you, who's not connected with you, doesn't know you, is not a friend, who's not acquainted with you, is going to be afraid or bothered about it? But who are going to be bothered? Those who are your relatives, your so-called friends, your so-called acquaintances. यार कल तक तो 5 लाख का सैलरी में काम करता था, आज 1 करोड़ का सैलरी में काम कर. They are the people who are going to get agitated. So what is the problem which we foster? Envy. Enviousness is something which we always foster, and that is the worst thing. कभी भी आप envy मत रखना. Envy is the most dangerous. All this comes under Maya. ये सब माया का factors. और उसमें से एक फैक्टर envy. So today we'll take the next verse, and that is 4.15, right? 7.15. ना माम दुष्टिनो मूढ़ा प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमा माया पर्थ ज्ञानम आसुरम भाव आश्रितः. Very nice shloka. Can anyone read the translation, please?
Prabhuji, I'll read.
Please.
Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me.
Now, why is Lord speaking this verse is very important than what the verse is the Lord has spoken. In the earlier verse, what has Lord said? Mam eva prapadyante. Those who surrender only unto me, they will cross over. और यहाँ पे आप क्या बोल दिया उसने? What is the tagline he has put? नामम दुष्कृतिनो मूढ़ा प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमा माया अपर्थ ज्ञानम आसुरम भाव आश्रितः. नामम दुष्कृतिनो मूढ़ा प्रपद्यन्ते. वहां पे क्या बोला? माम एव प्रपद्यन्ते. बराबर? Is it clear to you, all of you all? Who surrender? And here Lord is giving an example. Who will not surrender to him? कौन मेरे पास नहीं आएगा या कौन मेरे शरण में नहीं आएंगे? You know, whenever I take Bhagavad Gita class, especially for the newcomers, Pravan, this is for you. So it is said after the class, whenever I complete the class, people come with me with a volley of questions. ऐसा क्यों? ये ऐसा क्यों? It can be understood in a different way. It can be seen in a different manner. Right or wrong? Why does this thought come into the person's mind? Jigyasu means one who wants to know more. But here the problem is he's not inquiring. Namam dushkritino moodha. Moodha matlab बुद्धू है वो. Fool. क्यों? बुद्धू क्यों है? Why you call someone बुद्धू? What is the definition of a fool? How will you define someone as a fool? चलो clue देता हूँ. What activity will make you what activity you do by which you are classified as a fool or an intelligent person? How will it be done? Yes, चंद्रकांत, आप क्या कार्य करोगे तो आपको बुद्धू कहा जाएगा? फूल, मूढ़ा. सोचना पड़ रहा है इसको.
नहीं, if you're that afternoon, if you're going for lunch or something and you're wearing goggles and shorts, night dress, you go for having a food, so you'll be like, people would be feeling like, is this a
So foolish. He is either going to sleep or out in the restaurant. So any activity which is not in line with the actual process. What is our process of our human birth? We are supposed to do devotional service. और हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? बुद्धू वाला कार्य कर रहे हैं. मतलब बुद्धू मतलब उल्टा काम कर रहे हैं. A fool does the opposite work. And what is the opposite work you do? Many people, when the class is going on, they get bored. They'll get up, go to the toilet, go to the washroom, go for a stroll, round one मार के आएंगे. क्यों? टाइम पास करना है. क्लास में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. But this is a fool. Is he not a fool? You're supposed, when knowledge is being given, you're supposed to gain it. That time you want to go for a stroll. So first and foremost, only a foolish person will not surrender to Lord. Namam dushkriti no muda. But now this word dushkriti is more important than muda. Dushkriti means one who does not have any pious credits. Pious credits मतलब इसके जीवन में कोई भी थोड़ा भी पुण्य नहीं किया. अभी जैसे आज ग्रहण है, बहुत सारे लोग बोलेंगे नो इट्स अ वेरी साइंटिफिक प्रोसेस, देयर इज नथिंग नो spiritual about it, you're just making a show of it. I can go out, I can have a nice food, I can have a nice lunch, it's a nice Sunday evening, I can go to the restaurant, have nice food and all that, one may say. But what does this mean? Yes, no, by this activity, what are you doing? You're doing a dushkriti, a non-pious activity. Then that will result not necessarily in this birth, it may result in a couple of births later also. We have got a pile stock of bad deeds and a pile stock of good deeds. हम लोगों ने पहले जन्म में कोई तो सुकृति का काम किया है, अच्छा काम किया है, जिसकी वजह से आज we are able to be in a satsang. We are able to discuss about Lord. We are able to listen about Lord. We are able to chant the name of the Lord. All this is possible because I'll give you a very perfect example or a true example. In my whole family, my father was totally six brothers and one sister. So each one has got one, two, one, two. My eldest cousin brother has already passed away, but my father was the sixth one. So all my cousins, none of them are interested in satsang. None of them are interested in any spiritual activity. I am the only fool who comes here, follow spiritual to the core, who took up this spiritual activity so seriously, who took up this spiritual activity so seriously. And it is to be understood that yes, I always tell my wife, yes, I have done some sukriti, some good activity in some previous life, for which I have got this mercy of God. God has allowed me to speak about Him, to chant His holy name, and speak about His leelas. अगर मैंने नहीं किया होता ना कभी किसी जन्म में कुछ सुकृति, तो शायद मुझे नहीं मिला होगा. And sorry to, I mean, very honest, none of my family members are ever, no one is inclined also towards this. Forget about doing it. No one is even inclined towards it. But the same applies to you all also. आप लोगों पे यही लागू होता है कि आपके घर में भी, परिवार में भी कितने लोग रहेंगे, उसमें से कुछ ही लोग यहाँ आ पा रहे हैं. Why? Others are not interested in coming, even after telling them. Even they know what you're doing is good, what you're doing is right, but after knowing everything, they are not interested in joining the spiritual path. So one who follows the spiritual path means he has done some sukriti, and one who doesn't follow a spiritual path means he has not earned spiritual merits or pious credits. इसके लिए यज्ञ दान तप चैव न त्रजायम कार्यमेव तत् यज्ञ दान तप चैव पावनानि मनुष्यनाम. Lord clearly says in the Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, यज्ञ दान तप और यज्ञ दान तप, ये तीन कार्य कभी भी छोड़ना नहीं है. At any given time of his life यज्ञ करना चाहिए. यज्ञ doesn't mean आप बैठ के हवन में बैठ के हम स्वाहा स्वाहा करो, नहीं. और साधु संतों को घर में बुला के पूजा पाठ करवाना, ब्राह्मण को बुला के दक्षिणा देना, यज्ञ दान. If you don't do दान to brahmanas, priests, then it is very dangerous. You will not earn sukriti. And tapa, you have to do fasting. Ekadashi fasting karo, ye fasting karo, wo fasting karo. All vrata and pujas and fastings when you do. मैं जन्माष्टमी के दिन फास्टिंग करूंगा, मैं रामनवमी के दिन फास्टिंग करूंगा, सीतानवमी के दिन फास्टिंग करूंगा. No, those days, those fastings becomes a big advantage. Those become a big advantage. And because of that fasting, one gets sukha. But here, no sukriti. वो वाला बंदा जिसके पास सुकृति नहीं है, जो कभी उसने कभी जीवन में कभी हरिनाम नहीं लिया है या भगवान की तरफ पीठ बिठा दिखा के बैठा है, वो व्यक्ति का कुछ नहीं होगा. He will never surrender. सरेंडर होने के पहले भगवान की तरफ देखना पड़ेगा ना. So what is Lord saying? Please mute everyone. Deepali, every time I will not keep on telling you. You have to see who is unmuting themselves and you have to mute everyone from time to time. So namam dushkritino mudha prapadyante naradhama. What is the word-to-word translation for naradhama? Lowest among mankind. What is this lowest among mankind? Can anyone explain this to me?
Prabhuji, one who is in ignorance.
Okay. Something more practical for someone to understand.
Prabhuji, Chandal, like Chandal.
Who is Chandal? What is the definition of that?
Who is having no knowledge of what he is doing.
Okay.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna Prabhuji, the one who doesn't follow the four regulative principle.
Correct. Simple. Very simple. Very easy. Perfect answer. One who does not follow the four regulative principles. अगर आप regulative principles follow नहीं करते हो, then you are lowest among mankind. शरीर इंसान का मिला है, but कार्य तो द्विपादीय पशु का है. Two-legged animal work you are doing. So you have to understand by who is God referring over here? Lowest among mankind. Those men who do not even follow the four basic aspects by which you can be called as a human being. And that is one who does meat eating, who does intoxication, who does illicit sex, who does gambling. ये व्यक्ति के अंदर कभी जीवन में कभी गलती से भी इच्छा भी नहीं जागेगा भगवान के प्रति. क्यों? Why that is happening? Why that thought process comes? Why does such a person never gets attracted towards God also? The reason is very clear. The minute God comes in your life, these things automatically you start disliking, which is dangerous for you. You will say, "Arey, for me, enjoying these wrong activities like meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex, and gambling is the very purpose of my life." मेरे जीवन का मकसद ही यही है. मैं जीता किसके लिए हूँ? पूरा दिन काम किसके लिए करता हूँ? शाम को दारू पीने के लिए. There are so many activities or kind of work which many people do. People may think, oh, they are poor, they are doing these activities just because they are poor. But I, on a personal understanding, when I was closely interacting with them, realized that they are all in the mode of ignorance. They are all intoxicated. And the night, they want to work the whole day, a menial job, a low-grade job, so that they can get their bottle of alcohol to drink in the night. And that is the purpose of their living. They don't give a single penny to their house. It's the wives who run the house. They just earn and drink it out in the evening. And such people, naradhama, lowest, adham जात के इंसान. Maya aparta jnanam. The third category Lord is talking of is Maya aparta jnanam. Now, what is this Maya aparta jnanam? How do we understand that? Okay, let me explain this in a simple way so that you can understand. You can give me the answer. माया ने जिसका ज्ञान, जो थोड़ा बहुत ज्ञान होता है ना सबके अंदर, माँ बाप बचपन में कुछ ना कुछ ज्ञान देते हैं, और जिसका ज्ञान माया ने अपहरण मतलब किडनैप कर लिया. Can give some example or understanding out of this?
Sense gratification.
Prabhuji?
Sense gratification, no, I will not agree to that, because even if you're eating lots and lots of prasad, that is justified, na? You're doing sense gratification, but that is prasad, so chalega. You don't incur any sin for it, or it's not a dushkriti. Yes, somebody else.
Prabhuji, can I?
हाँ हाँ, पूछो मत, बोलो।
अजामिल, who's
अच्छा,
the who, यानी माया ने उसका।
ठीक है, माया प्रज्ञानम, ओके, समथिंग बेटर, समथिंग मोर बेटर।
Prabhuji,
हम्म
whatever activities we are doing, we think that it is right as per
हम्म
our own way. Even though
हम्म
it is right or wrong, we don't focus on that, and we
हम्म,
think that what we're doing is right. Something like that.
है, ठीक है। Yes, Chandrakant wanted to say something. Say.
Yes, Guruji, only following karma kand also
Hmm.
because
That's
we're
not
getting
that's not
benefit.
absolutely not wrong. Following karma kand is absolutely not wrong. That is the first step. In fact, you don't go to college directly. You go to kindergarten and play school first.
Okay.
So from that you get elevated to primary school, then to secondary school, and then to college, and then to graduation, and then post graduation and all that stuff. Devotion has got various steps, and one can fail at any one of the steps. Doing karma kand is a very basic understanding of your process towards devotion, higher devotion. Yes, बोलिए। हाँ, दीपाली माता जी बताइए। दीप्ति में, I thought you're so senior, so you should be knowing. Maya aparta ज्ञान।
Guruji,
Once
you
again, once
said
again. Remember, all of you all, it's not only for Dipali or all of you all. If you follow devotion without understanding the science behind it, it is called as fanatism. It is like following cult following. It's like someone says, cult following. This becomes like that. You only follow the rules and regulations without understanding the relevance of it. So this is not only for Dipali, it's for all of you all. So I want all of you all to answer, at least make your mind work so that you understand God. Because finally, Lord says, one who understands me in तत्वतः, तत्वतः तुम्हें जानना है तो दिमाग को चलाना होगा। Yeah, tell me.
yeah, thinking ourselves that we are the body.
Maya aparta jnanam. Okay, to an extent, yes. What you said was right. Ajamil was also right. Okay.
Prabhuji, when we are doing something wrong and our mind justifies that why it is right.
Yes, that is actually correct way of looking at it. You have the knowledge of what is right and what is wrong. You have the knowledge. आपको पता है चोरी करना गलत बात, किसी का खून करना गलत बात, किसी के बारे में झूठ बोलना गलत बात है. You know it's very well. Actually, you don't have to go to any school to learn that. Huh? You know by default these things are good, which are good and which are bad. But still, what happens? माया में फंस गया है. For him, he thinks किसी भी हालत में हुक और क्रुक, I should earn my money. इसका खून करके भी मैं पैसा कमा. I'll commit a murder. I'll kill this person and I will take out his money. So this is one of the true understanding of Maya Aparta Gyan. We talk of Ajamil. Yes, Ajamil had knowledge, but then that his hidden desire to enjoy took over him. But here, this place, we all know before committing a crime, we all know that this or a bad act, or you can say it's even a bad act. We all know that this bad act is not to be done. But still, why we do it? Because we are Maya Aparta Jnanam. Our Gyan, our knowledge is been kidnapped by Maya. माया ने उसको अपहरण कर लिया, और एक बार माया ने अपहरण कर लिया, फिर आप क्या करते हो? सुनो सबकी, करो मन की, है ना? बड़ा डायलॉग है ना, बड़े बड़े ज्ञानी लोग बात करते हैं. सुनो सबकी, करो मन की। फिर क्यों सुनना सबका है जब आपका मन का करना है? Why you should listen to others? Even in the spiritual path, there is a lot of maya aparta jnana. No, एक ही चीज को 10 अलग अलग गुरु के पास से सुनेंगे, पर कोई एक गुरु के पास जाके सरेंडर नहीं हो, वो कैटेगरी के लोग भी माया अपरता ज्ञानम में आते। I know many people. You see their status. They're saying one day they will be listening to some Vrindavan guru, then one day to some Ayodhya guru, then third day वृंदावन का कोई और गुरु। 10 गुरु से अच्छी अच्छी वाणी जो होती है ना, वो सब रखेंगे, सुनेंगे, पढ़ेंगे, सब करेंगे। बट किसी एक गुरु के पास, अंडर वन गुरु, अंडर वन रूफ, will not surrender and progress in their devotion. Such people are also maya aparta jnana. What is the use of such devotion where you are a rolling stone? Now, there's a very old English proverb which says, rolling stones gather least moss or no moss. Why? एक जगह पे स्थिर ही नहीं है, इधर से थोड़ा, उधर से थोड़ा, उधर से थोड़ा, and then सब कुछ अपना concocted bhakti. Very dangerous. They also come under the category of maya aparta jnana. And when can maya take away your knowledge? When your intelligence is not supported by a spiritual master. See, first step in devotion is one has to stay steadfast with the spiritual master. अगर एक गुरु के पास वो steadfast नहीं है, we keeps on wavering, यहाँ से वहां से यहाँ, he will reach nowhere. At no point will he achieve proper knowledge. And this he does because his knowledge has already been stolen away by maya. And last but not the least, asram bhavam ashritaha. Now, asram bhavam ashritaha can be understood in a very simple manner. एक तो गलत चीज करने में आश्रित हो जाना, और दूसरा, those who are doing bad activities getting connected or thinking themselves to be the right companion of your life. Many people, they themselves don't have bad habits. You see, in college, especially in college, nowadays, in schools itself, boys have learned drinking, smoking, many other things, what they consider godly or have enjoyable things, but which are actually not, which are a gateway of hell. But they have started learning. Which school, which college are they have learned this from? From those people whom they consider as their best friends. They are the people who teach them all this. And this is a universal fact, universal truth. बस उन्होंने किसी को देखा, किसी के साथ दोस्ती किया, उसको गलत कार्य करते हुए देखा, उसके साथ रहते रहते क्या कर लिए, in due course of time they also start involving themselves in the same act. So asuram bhavam ashrita. Ashrita means taking shelter under such asuri people. They are asuri people. But what is the need for you to get connected with those people? Many people come and say, sir, it's peer pressure. क्या करेंगे अगर हम नहीं करेंगे, उनके साथ दारू नहीं पिएंगे, उनके साथ नॉनवेज नहीं खाएंगे, उनके साथ गलत कार्य नहीं करेंगे, तो हमको वो अलग कर देते हैं। अरे तुम उनके साथ मरना क्यों चाहते हो? Do you need a certificate from anybody to survive in this world? As the government has told such a thing. You mind your own business. You do your own Sukriti job. Why don't you search? I know it's very difficult. I honestly believe, and I know it's a fact. You go to any organization or any place to find good people or people with Sukriti, over there is as good as zero. Or godly people. You will find all non-veg eaters, womanizers, drug enjoyers, and this and that. All these people are there, but they are the actual root cause of bringing negativity in your life, bad activities in your life. And that is the reason Lord is mentioning this very clearly. भाई ये प्रपद्यंते मैंने बोल दिया है, जो मेरे पास प्रपद्यंते हो जाएगा, जो मुझे सरेंडर करेगा, one who surrenders to me, he is sure to get out of this maya. But I'll tell you, 4 kinds of people will never surrender unto me. And they are, what is the first drawback they are having? दुष्कृति, जिंदगी में कभी भक्ति नहीं किया. Now today, one may say, sir, you see, Ganesh Chaturthi, there is so much of crowd everywhere. People are thronging. Some people are falling at Lord's feet, Papa's feet, this and that. You call that devotion? You call that real love for God? First and foremost, it's Devata Puja. Very good, very nice. It is as per Shastra, one should worship Lord Ganesha and take blessings from him. There's no iota of doubt about it. But the manner in which you do it, that matters more than what. The manner in which you execute that so-called devotional service, it should be with the right focus. If you do not execute it with the right focus, you are really making more dushkritis in your life, more bad credits in your life, for which you will have to suffer. And there are both are there. Good and bad, both are going to go parallel in life. Everywhere you will see good and bad are there. They are existing and they will exist. And they existed earlier also, they are existing now also, they are going to exist later on also. In all the 4 yugas, in Satyuga also, Asuras were there, Devatas were there, good and bad were there. In Treta, yes, again in different countries, but they were there. In Satyug, they were in different continents. In Treta, they are in different countries. In Dwapar, they were in the same family, but different fathers. And now in Kali Yuga, it is there inside each and every person. So you have to make yourself intelligent and smart. That is why Lord is saying, you have to make yourself more smarter, more intelligent, more steady, more steadfast. And all this can be achieved only when you surrender. Without surrender, nothing is possible. आप पहले surrender करो. One more time, Ragini Mataji, again and again you are unmuting and creating disturbance in the class. So unless and until one doesn't surrender to God, nothing is possible. Nothing good is possible in his life. The entire Ramayana only teaches you 2 things, Sharanagati and Dharma. Dharma is your duty, in which one of the part of it is your spiritual duty, and the other part is surrender. And surrender can be done at any time, at any place, by anyone, in any state of his life. You don't need to have money. You don't need to have, well prepared. You don't have to be clean, bathed, and any time. And that I have to wait till morning to surrender. No, you can surrender in the middle of the night also. Surrender doesn't require any major timing. It can be done immediately. But do it. But lifelong, those people who want to enjoy meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling, those who want to be in company of those bad people, those who know that what is good and what is bad, in spite of knowing the distinction between good and bad, they follow bad activities. These type of people at no time in their life will ever surrender to God. Ever surrender to God. Because finally when a person does all these activities, आश्रम भाव में ये भी आ जाता है भगवान मुझसे बलवान कौन है? मैं ही सबसे बड़ा भगवान हूँ. There is nothing more superior. Why I need God? What has He done for me? There's a very classic thing happened. One person got some ailments, and he gave me a reason. Sir, because of that reason, why God has given me this problem, this health issue, I'm not going to do devotion service. I'm angry on Him. I told him, He has chosen you. He has given you this health issue so that you can do devotion. Otherwise, you will whole life you will be doing this sense gratification. You can do. People find reasons of not doing devotion, and the only reason is only dushkriti. So such people also can develop sukriti, but this happens in due course of time. Knowingly, unknowingly, when some good activities are done, that time such person incur some good pious credits or sukriti. और जब ये सुकृति आएगा, that time you will develop an inclination towards God. Your first inclination towards God comes only when you have sukriti. Rest of the things may come, may not come. That is left to your level of surrender. That is why Lord is saying, as one surrenders, I reciprocate. As one surrenders, some people surrender less, some people surrender more. Why less and more? सुकृति कम है, सरेंडर. ये यथा माम प्रपद्यन्ते ताम सेव भजाम्यहम्. आप जैसा सरेंडर करोगे वैसा आपका फल मिलेगा. अब थोड़ा सरेंडर करोगे थोड़ा फल मिलेगा, ज्यादा सरेंडर करोगे ज्यादा फल. So next verse we will discuss how or who are the people who will surrender to God. This is very nice verse. These two are both are actually goes hand in hand. They need to be taken together, but we don't have time that much, so we will discuss that the next session. चतुर्विधा भजन्ते माम जन सुकृतिनो अर्जुन अर्थो जिज्ञासु अर्थार्थी ज्ञानी च भरतरसव. Very nice verse. And how these four kind of people do surrender to God, we will discuss next lecture. Okay, with this I would like to close today's session. Anybody has got any doubt?